Hi everyone, my name is Catherine and today I will be telling you guys a couple of stories about coffee to give some background about the drink and share some fun information about the plant. So I hope you guys enjoy. So the first story I'm going to be talking about is called The Legend of Kaldi. This took place in the land of Abizna, which is now called Ethiopia. So Kaldi was a gutherd whose job was to follow his goats around through the mountains for them to eat and walk around. He would take them through the mountains, and then at the end of the day, he would whistle for them to follow him when it was time to go home. So one day, when Kaldi was taking his goats out to the mountains, he let them wander for a little, and he realized that the goats not come back for him when he called them on the whistle. So startled from this realization, he went to go and look for the goats. So what he discovered his goats running around, biting one another, dancing on their hind legs, and just completely going crazy. As he looked more closely, he saw a tree that he had never seen before, and he saw the goats chewing on the leaves, eating the berries. And for hours, the goats had just this unusual behavior. They had so much energy, they were running around, they looked like their eyes were crazy. And finally, after a couple of hours, they calmed down and Kaldi and his goats went home. And then the next day, when Kaldi brought his goats to wander the mountains, they went straight back to the magical tree where Kaldi then decided that maybe he would have a taste of his own because his goats didn't die when they first ate them the day before. So he wanted to see what would happen. So Kaldi started chewing on the leaves and then he tasted the berries. And he described the berries as mildly sweet with the seeds popping out with every bite he took. And the legend describes him as feeling like he would never be tired again, never be grouchy again, which was absolutely amazing to him. And he then danced and sung with his goats. So Kaldi told others, his father, his family, the people in his village about this magical tree. And soon all of Ethiopia knew about coffee and it became a part of their culture. They turned the coffee into tea by boiling the leaves and berries. They had energy snacks by grinding the beans with animal fat and then they would eat it for energy. They made wine out of the fermented pulp. So they just had a lot of use for coffee. So Kaldi's brewing company started because of the legend of Kaldi. It was so popular that they named a coffee brand after him. So Kaldi's Coffee is a brewing company and a coffee shop where stores can be found in Missouri or Georgia. So this is just their website. It shows their locations. They have the menu with all kinds of coffee on it. So that's the story of the legend of Kaldi. And next, I'm going to be telling the story of Postum and Mr. Coffee Nerves. So Postum was a caffeine-free coffee substitute used in like the 1900s to 1950s. And it was supposed to be a healthier version of coffee, and it was created by a Post cereal company. So in the year 1936, Postum was advertised to show the harmful effects of coffee and how Postum is a much better alternative. So they came up with this idea of Mr. Coffee Nerves. Mr. Coffee Nerves was a cartoon character who was an evil villain, and he was in these comic book strips. And his main goal in life was to try and disrupt people's lives who drank caffeine. So while trying to disrupt these people's lives, Mr. Coffee would find out that he cannot bother these people because they were protected by Postum and they drank Postum. So they were immune to all the bad effects of coffee. And that's all I have for you guys today. Here are my references, and I hope you guys enjoyed.